Starfish, get in the shot! Oh! You almost killed him.
It's our party, we can do what we want to. It's our party, we can watch what we want to. It's our fandom, we can ship who we want to. It's my life, I can stalk who I want to. Say yeah.
You almost killed our child.
Everybody meet Sork. The name is a fanfic reference.
Yes.
And he's our lad. He's
Yeah.
our little boy.
We made him a Build-A-Bear.
The fact that we finished the original series. We are done with it.
Thank God, because the show was getting on my last nerve.
I love it.
Girl, your mic.
I know. Hang on. You can't hear me talk, but that's okay.
I
love it so much. But I needed it to end for my sanity.
Yeah, the show needed to end a while ago. Like, it was long overdue.
We completed it.
We did it.
We did it.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Yay!
Bellissimo!
We did it! Anyway, so season 3, I don't even know what to say because we just watched the last episode of the show, like of the original series, and how do I say this nicely? What the fuck?
The season overall was not the worst. I don't think it stuck out to me in any. Every single season felt the same.
Yeah. Where you had just like a bunch of like filler episodes that are just kind of like a little boring.
And I understand it because again, they're supposed to be on like a 5-year mission. So it's about discovering new planets and new worlds and everything. So obviously, I don't expect like perfect continuancy.
Yeah.
But I've grown so used to it.
Yes.
That with every episode being different. And not only was every episode a different plot, but each and every single plot was like beat by beat the same.
Yeah.
Where it's like they find a planet. The planet is run by people who listen to the words of another, like an overlord.
Yeah, or a sky daddy.
Or a sky daddy. Or it was somebody that another cast member, character knew prior to being on the Enterprise. Or they're in peril again because God forbid if you work on the Enterprise, you don't get kidnapped and I don't want to say tortured, but like kind of tortured.
Yeah. Also, another thing about this Enterprise, they keep losing like one of their employees. Like
there's a high death toll.
Yeah, and
you better not wear that red shirt, baby.
And I feel like they're not fazed by it anymore. They're just kind of like
it comes with the territory.
They're just like, oh well, that's unfortunate.
Oh well, you're not top billing. What do we care?
I'm sure we'll just grab someone in training and just shove them in the next one. Like
get volunteers or get attendees or something.
Yeah,
a doctor, 2 doctors, a nurse, a Vulcan.
Yeah. Although
a Russian.
Although I'm actually going to take back what I said previous episode. I owe Bones, I owe you an apology because I kept giving him shit for not being in sick bay enough. But in reality, the reason why he's barely in sick bay is because he has to make sure his 2 boyfriends, Kirk and Spock, don't murder each other. So in a way, I get it. And Bones, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
He's never in sick bay because he doesn't have any patience because you're either living or you're dead.
Yeah, that too. And his 2 boyfriends are being little
His 2
bitches.
boyfriends. Do you have a favorite episode?
It's a cross between for me it is a cross between Plato's Stepchildren and The Way to Eden.
Okay, first of all, A Way to Eden. We talked about this last episode. You guys need to watch The Apple. Because everything that A Way to Eden is just The Apple. But take the episode, The Apple, and take The Way to Eden, and you have the movie, The Apple.
Yes.
Give or take a plot or 2.
Oh, and if you haven't seen the movie The Apple, what are you doing? Oh my god. Okay, so basically you have a bunch of weird, like, hippie space people. They sing, and they just want to vibe with, the members of the Starship Enterprise, but their leader wants to, find their planet Eden, and basically he's going to hijack the Enterprise's ship in order to do it.
What else is new? What else is new?
Yeah, that's true. It's like every other episode, but this time they're singing.
Hey out there,
I'm kind of
Spock was playing like his harp thing.
Yo, he was actually jamming with the hippies.
The lyre? Was he playing the lyre? Is that what the instrument is?
I think so.
Yeah, he's playing the lyre.
Yeah, although he's
a liar and a player.
That's good.
That's a Hades Town joke.
Although no offense to Leonard, he was not playing that thing. I could see the fingering.
I too like to see the fingering of Little Boy.
You better knock it off. You better get out of my house. Get out.
I will not.
Anyway, but no, I could tell that he wasn't actually playing the thing, which is fine, but it's like, okay, actors. If you can't play an instrument, that is fine, but can you at least learn how to mimic the song? Like, if you need to learn how to lip sync, you need to learn how to...
Fingering properly is important.
I can't. You need to
I'm sure William Shatner would have been happy to show him his fingering.
You better knock it off. You better stop right now. Oh, that's another thing. I feel like they edited his contract to like have him make out with even more people in this season, because I do feel like it was every other episode he was making out with another.
It was so exhausting.
It really was. I was like,
so now we're gonna get to the remake, but before, when the show first started,
yeah,
and Captain Kirk, he's a very respectable man. Like, every now and then he meets a woman and, he falls in love easily. He's a grown man. It's fine. And I couldn't understand why they made Chris Pine's version be such a womanizer and a whore, so to say. And now I get it. By season 3, I was exhausted.
Like he is literally
I was so done with it.
I'm like, give me a second. I'm not even involved, and I'm like, give me a minute to breathe.
Do you have a favorite love interest?
Oh God,
if you can even call them that, because none of them last more than an episode.
Jesus, I would have to freaking go through all the episodes again.
I personally loved I want to say her name is pronounced Shauna.
Oh,
I really liked her. She does suffer from Born Sexy Yesterday, because of the character of Shauna was a few episodes, I believe, from last season. She's the one with the green hair and the silver bikini, and she has to fight him at one point. But she basically has the mind of a child due to being a slave, more or less.
Yeah.
But they had a lot of chemistry with each other. But that's more, I believe, on the actress and
William Shatner.
And I will say about one thing about William Shatner: that man has chemistry with. He can have chemistry with a freaking telephone pole. There's a lot of things I can say badly about William Shatner. He is very good at having chemistry and looking like he wants to devour whoever is in the room with him.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give him that.
I think it's the Canadian in him.
Oh my God!
I would pay so much money to hear him say sorry.
But I think she might be my favorite too. If anyone has watched our previous episode, I remember mentioning how I actually really liked their dynamic, and I wish they had her in the show more. Because his other love interests or lust interests, let's be real here. I mean, they're all fine. They're all passable. It's just so much, and I'm just like, enough
again. It's
already.
The same thing over and over and over and over again. We can only do so much. I think that's why I liked Plato's Stepchildren.
I'm Tweedledee, he's Tweedledum. Spaceman Marchie to and from. We slide among the mimsy trolls and gyre among the Boragos.
Because every character had to act out of character.
Yeah.
They made Spock and Kirk dance at one point, and it was so funny. It was so
like
good.
a medieval, like a friggin' like
poor Spock kept having to smile. It was so much fun.
Oh my God, it was like a Renaissance fair jig or something. And then at one point, Kirk is laying on the ground and Spock is like dancing over him.
Like he's gonna step on his face.
Yeah, he didn't though, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. He definitely thought about it though.
That was also the episode where the very first interracial
kiss happens
in television history, which is obviously between Captain Kirk and Uhura.
Oh, Nichelle Nichols.
Yes, thank you, Nichelle Nichols.
They also had once again Spock and Christine Chapel, and at this point, a trigger warning, but I'm pretty sure there has not been a single character in this series that's been more sexually assaulted than Spock, because he's either under the influence or forced to do anything. He physically had to like put his consciousness inside that bitch. I understand why they made them like a couple in Strange New Worlds. I haven't watched it enough to understand the dynamic fully. I know that they definitely kissed. I don't know if they were further. I understand the dynamic. Highly uncomfortable the entire time. Granted, who wouldn't want to kiss Ethan Peck? Let's be real with that.
That's true.
That actress is living my nightmare.
No, but yeah, it is kind of interesting how like people can't be open to the idea of Spock, being gay. But it's like, think about it. Every time the character has kissed a woman, he was, like you said, either forced or under the influence of something. Like, come on. Like,
the only time he ever like willingly did anything was in the first episode of season 2 when he had to do with his Ponfar, and even then you can even argue that had him under the influence, and she did not want him. T'Pring wanted nothing to do with him. He literally went because it was his duty, and she was just like, I want this man. I don't want you.
I don't want you.
I want nothing to do with you. He didn't even want her. He wanted to explore. Let him be gay or asexual or both. I don't care.
Like, come on. Like, y'all in space, y'all like hooking up with like green aliens and pig people. But you can't fathom the fact that 2 men or 2 women might want to get together?
Nope. Especially since you literally have Spock is half Vulcan, so it's a human and an alien race. You already have a mixed breed as a main character.
So it's like, but no, being gay is the weird thing.
That's too much for you guys, but true. It's okay. They made him gay in Strange New Worlds. Just kidding. He has 2 female love interests, and I can promise you one thing: he had Ethan Peck and Paul. Vampire Diaries had more chemistry together in their 10 seconds of screen time than Ethan Peck had with either of the women who played Christine or T'Pring. I am so sorry, but you can fight me.
I thought you were about to say more chemistry than the Olsen twins. You get it?
Ethan Peck, if I ever meet you, I'm making you sign that cover.
If y'all haven't seen Passport to Paris, get on it. That's your homework.
I refuse to let him ever forget that he did that. He can forget 10 Things I Hate About You. You will never forget Passport to Paris.
Forgetting he was in the series adaptation of that movie.
I wish I could forget. I love that show, but it makes me uncomfortable now. Dare I say his haircut's better as Spock than he did in that show.
Oh, didn't he like deepen his voice to play Spock too?
No, that's his actual voice. That's the insane thing.
No, that's not.
Yes, it is.
That's not.
Watch interviews with him.
I don't believe you.
So day 233 of me not hearing him sing, and I'm going to keep it up for as long as I can.
I'm going to make you hear him sing.
I'm not ready.
It's going to happen. If I had to do it, so do you.
Nope. Anyway, do you have a least favorite episode?
Oh, God. I don't know. Oh, yes, I do, actually.
Ooh, okay, hit me.
Yeah, the last episode.
I was so excited for the last episode of this series. What is the name of it again?
Turnabout Intruder.
So, a former girlfriend, one of many, of Captain Kirk, ends up switching their bodies because she wants to be in charge. She, from what it seemed like, she was angry that she was a woman. She had no power, and Kirk had all the power. So she switched their bodies so she could take over his life and become Captain Kirk, become the captain of the Enterprise, and move up. From the way the actual plot sounded so interesting, but it was such a closed unit, and because they were so on top of it, they couldn't really do much with it. But I will say one thing: you cannot tell me that William Shatner cannot act.
Oh no, he was
so good. So in last season, when he was doing the Mafia episode, he was trying to teach these other Mafia bosses a fake card game, and he was hamming it up, and it was so funny. It was one of the best parts of that episode. Him playing Janice, playing Kirk was so funny, and it was kind of sexist at one point because he threw a tantrum, but it was so funny.
It was funny though, I'll admit.
It's mutiny! Deliver it. Silence. You will be silent. Gone. You have received your orders. You will obey my orders. You will be charged with mutiny.
What was that one line? Quiet.
Quiet! While he's like choking her with her own
You will obey my orders!
You will obey my orders!
It was so funny.
And then he like makes this one face, which is like very meme-worthy, where it's just like...
He's so good at his job.
I'm convinced that whole episode was his audition for Impulse.
Oh, 100%. 100.
No, I honestly think right as they were like filming this episode, I feel like they low-key knew they were gonna get canceled.
Yeah.
So he was probably like, you know what? I'm gonna give the performance of a lifetime.
It was unfortunate. It was surely unfortunately for the fans back in the 60s and 70s. But it was all the way toward at the end of the season. They found out that you would not be getting picked up because it just wasn't as popular as they anticipated, and it was a very expensive show. So it just not worthy to them, despite the attempt to save it from Lucille Ball, who had bought the rights to it years ago and was the one to ask for a second pilot, which was unheard of. She really was the reason it got saved. It was out of the hands of everybody involved, which is a shame because I understand why people like it. We are a different story because we're millennials. And we grew up where every episode, every storyline in our shows had to be a continuation. Yeah. Things had to be connected to keep us wanting more.
Yeah, yes. It was very rare to miss an episode and like not matter. Like if you missed an episode, you were gonna be lost. And the entire season.
The idea of like having to write a TV show with 30 plus different storylines, of course that takes a lot of effort. Of course that's a very smart show. For this to be a show from the 60s that is very slow, each episode is 50 minutes. You have to follow these characters. And again, when every single episode is almost beat by beat by beat similar, we knew we were not going to be overboard. But I will say one thing, never out of all the shows I've watched in my lifetime, I'm 31 years old, if all my lifetime, I've never fallen in love with a cast of characters. I love these characters so much. I love Kirk. I love Spock. I love Bones. Bones is my favorite. I went in being like, I'm going to love Chekhov. I love him. He barely showed up half the time.
Bones. Oh
Bones is everything to me. DeForest Kelly, I'm on your side.
Yo, 100%. He is
I don't need Spock mania. Right? I need boning.
How was that not a thing?
It should have been.
The fuck is wrong with y'all, Trekkies?
It should have been.
Come on, Trekkies, get on it. Hashtag boning.
Hashtag boning.
No, Bones is just a freaking mood. Like, you could pause on him in any episode, and you'll immediately be like, relatable.
He had the brow.
I can't.
The entire time.
Oh my god, you're doing it. Wait, let me. Hold on. Am I doing it?
No.
Okay, well, alright, hold on. What about
now? No.
Okay. And.
No.
Okay.
But DeForest Kelly could do it.
Yeah. Well, good for him. Whatever.
How did you feel about the series overall?
Overall, like, out of all the seasons, I mean, I did find it, like, parts of it enjoyable. I will admit. It really watching it with you is probably more fun than watching it by myself.
I'm sorry, I'm pausing my own question. I'm looking at the episodes, and they literally had the 23rd episode of season 3 was uploaded on my birthday of March 14th, but then it went all the way to June. So they had to wait January, February, March, April, May, June, 3 months for the final episode, only for it to get canceled. That sucks. I'm so sorry, guys.
BS.
But yes, I do think, like, if I watch this on my own, like I do watch it, we watch episodes on our own respected houses, and it's fine, but we have more fun interacting with each other, sending snaps to each other, talking about it, talking to people on Twitter. The fandom is so
Oh my
good. Now,
God.
granted, I don't know how it would have been years ago when it was like written with like grown adults, but we're just having a lot of fun interacting with like people around our own age, maybe even younger, maybe a little bit older. I don't know, but it's
Mhm.
so much fun. Everybody is so much fun.
It really is, though. Like,
These
honestly.
people are so creative and so funny. The amount of fan videos that we've watched that have
real.
made us lost our goddamn minds.
Seriously.
Because it's never about the plot. It's about
It's
the
just-
characters.
It's about the characters
so good.
and the chaotic energy that the Enterprise has as a whole.
Yeah.
And it's just so great. And it's like, sometimes I wish that Star Trek was like a sitcom.
Yes.
Because I feel like, and I know some people are very like, oh, a sitcom, but like, I do feel like this show would have excelled.
If I remember correctly, that is what the Orville is.
That's right.
Which is by
it's like a parody, right?
Yeah, it's like a parody. It is like a parody, but it's also not. It's its own thing.
Yeah.
But it's highly like based on Star Trek.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't think people realize is that science fiction and humor go hand in hand. It's very easy to have fun. Now, granted, a lot of the things that Kirk was doing, I don't think was meant to be funny, but we found it funny.
Exactly.
Because it was so random and out of the ordinary.
Yeah, also it's William Shatner. I don't think he realizes, like...
The amount of times that, like, Spock's dry responses was so funny.
Yeah.
Compared to everybody else, and then Bones just not wanting to be there.
Exactly, and like, I'm sorry, but that's funny.
It's funny.
It's a good show. I think if they had the show more about that, I do think it would have lasted a lot longer.
Would you recommend the show to anybody?
There are a couple of nerds in my life that I think, if they haven't watched it already, I think they would like it. They would definitely find some of the episodes questionable.
Yes.
Based on like how poorly they aged.
We will be the first to say the show was a huge step forward for a lot of things.
Oh, absolutely.
But there were a lot of things that did not age well.
Yeah.
Like having the character of Uhura was wonderful until you remember she doesn't have a first name. They ended up giving her a first name in the AOS series.
Yeah.
With Chris Pine. When Zoe Saldana played her, that is when she was finally given a name. There was a running gag of why Kirk kept trying to give, like, in that movie, which we'll eventually talk about, he keeps trying to guess her name. And it's like,
God.
oh, she's a womanizer, and she won't tell. It's because she never had a name. So they were teasing on when they were going to reveal it, and then they did.
Oh my God.
But then you have the character of Sulu, and you get, like, bits, crumbles of them. You have Chekhov and crumbles. So I wish that we had done more of these characters. Now, granted, who knows, because we have 6 movies ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
Would I have anybody recommend this? I think so. If you can watch it, if you can have the attention span to watch it, go off. I think you would like it. There are some episodes that are really, really good.
And really
then
entertaining.
there are some episodes that are just very boring.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say that.
Luckily, this is one of those shows where if you skip a couple of episodes, you won't miss much. Because, like you said, pretty much every episode has that same format.
Yeah.
You know, they crash to a different planet. They learn about it. Oh, the planet has a sky daddy that they follow and they can't think for themselves. Kirk makes out with somebody. You know what I mean? Bones hates everyone. Spock is gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's all the same thing. So you don't have to really watch every episode. But I would definitely recommend, like, go on IMDb, look up, like, the top, like, rated episodes, watch those, and then maybe even look up the worst rated episodes and watch those, because those could be really fucking funny and entertaining.
I thought it was a great time.
Yeah.
Do I think that we wasted our time watching this? No, because like I said, I love these characters. I'm so excited for these movies. I'm so excited. I know that the first one's not supposed to be that good, but I'm so ready to finally understand Wrath of Khan. I'm so excited to watch Leonard Nimoy direct his
Directorial debut. William Shatner directed one of them.
Because what about Wales?
I cannot.
It's fine.
God,
I'm excited.
I'm gonna need a drink.
Do we think we're eventually going to get to, like, Picard in Deep Space Nine? I'm never going to say no. I'm never going to confidently say no, but I personally, at this time, have no interest in going into it. At least right now. who knows? Time could pass. We could end up doing all the movies, and I myself could get bored. I'm just gonna say, screw it, I'm gonna watch it. Do we think we're going to end up watching Discovery or Strange New Worlds? No. I begged her last night to not let me watch it because I'm not going to be mentally okay.
And I said,
Bitch, you know who you're talking to? Trust me.
There's too much going on comparing the two that I'm like, I can deal with TOS. I can deal with AOS. I cannot deal. I can't do it. Especially from the blatant queer baiting that they are doing with Paul and Ethan, where they haven't had more than 10 seconds of screen time, and they're like, "Oh, we got big plans for when Kirk comes back." I don't want.
"Oh, okay, Pitch Perfect."
I care so little that you could literally replace Paul with a sock puppet, and I'll be like, "I'm sure Ethan will have great chemistry with him." I don't care.
But yeah, she begged me, and I was like, "Oh, sweetie,
I can do it.
Sweetie, trust me. Trust me, you don't have to worry."
Stay tuned to find out if we keep that.
No, you're keeping the promise. This is not negotiable.
I'm not able to watch it on my own, so she's keeping me strong. It's great.
Yeah, I'm a great friend.
Is there anything you want to add?
Like I said, if anybody wants to try to get into this show, definitely look up the top rated and the worst rated for the insanity of it. Also, definitely watch the crack videos too.
Please.
Because those are what kept me going. I'm not even joking.
Not only the crack videos, there is one particular fan video.
Oh my god.
You watch it.
It's like the most beautiful freaking thing.
It's to the song Feel Again
by One Republic.
I'm going to have her edit a little bit into here. We'll let you know exactly who did it. It was like 10, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
I need them.
And it's one of the movies. Like, it's basically, it's just one of the movies they do.
It was so well done. This fandom is
so creative.
The fan videos are good, the crack videos are good, the theory episodes. Like, we watch YouTube theories on this show.
Yeah.
The fan fiction is phenomenal. And I will say the one thing that I do love about it is that if you watch this series, doesn't matter what the ship is, if it's the popular, most popular, does not matter, because you have the TV shows, the films, the newer films, Discovery, there is so many options for fan fiction.
Yeah.
You are in heaven. I am in heaven.
She is.
Because you get the same two idiots falling in love over and over and over and over and over again. And it's also very exciting because you get to envision them as three separate people.
That's right, yeah.
And I'm going to be real with you. In most of the fan fiction, I am not picturing Leonard Nimoy or William Shatner. Leonard Nimoy or William Shatner. I am so sorry. I'm not.
William Zabka in Star Trek would have been amazing. Just him, but it would have to be just him as, and I hate to do this to him, but him as Johnny in space, just yelling at like Chekhov, quiet. Oh my god! Yo, he would have kicked. He would have kicked.
In space.
Yo, for it, he would have kicked Captain Kirk's ass. He would have been like, Kirk, you better change your attitude, or I'm gonna change your asshole. Yep. Like, oh my god. Also, William Zabka, I'm so sorry. I love you so much. Please come to New York Comic Con. I miss you. You give great hugs.
Please.
Anyway. Oh my god. No, I think
that was it.
I think that was it.
The original series, TV series, is officially done.
Thank God, I
will be beginning the film series now. And
God help me.
I pray that they are good. I know they're going to be good, but I need them to be good.
I know the first one's not going to be. That's what my aunt told me.
I'm terrified.
I'm so scared.
I am not as terrified as I am for when we watch the Chris Pine ones. I'm not ready to revisit 15-year-old Emily's hyperfixation.
I don't think I'm ready to visit 15-year-old Emily.
No, 15-year-old Emily was a dark person. Her love for Zachary Quinto, it scares 31-year-old. It's been 16 years and I'm still like, whoa, slow down.
Yeah, it's like, hold on now.
It was a lot. little Emilee was in the closet, and the only way she could handle it was fucking falling in love with Zachary Quinto.
Yeah, which is great start. Great start of your self-discovery, let me tell you.
Makes so much sense. Falling in love with not a grown man, but also a gay grown man who I knew would never want me, but I was like, we're meant to be. We're meant to be.
Oh my god.
You and me, Cyrus.
Didn't you cry when you found out he was gay?
In my pillow. I found out that he was gay because he got outed by Perez Hilton, and I was on Perez Hilton in homeroom. I was on the computer in homeroom in 10th grade. I was on PerezHilton.com, and I watched I read the article about him, like, outing him. And I was, instead of, like, being upset that he got outed, I cried in my pillow that night because I no longer had a chance with him. It's fine. It's fine. I've heard he's an asshole. Super great actor. Lovely person. Shitty to waiters.
Oh my god, at this point, take a shot for every actor who's shitty to waiters, you'll get alcohol poisoning.
Woo!
Oh my god, with that. Yep, and remember to thank your local fangirl, because the thing that you like that's popular, it's because of her. Live long and fuck off!
We can't stop, and we won't stop. Don't you know that we are proud of our lives, even though you might think we're wasting our time? Yeah, yeah.
Jim, stop!